and cut it with a knife. All right, I'll take this very short break. When we return, I'll introduce our judges, the timekeeper, and also the school that will be competing for first and second position. Don't go anywhere. Thank you very much, and I want to say a big thank you to our sponsor, Prince Engineer MC Shillon, for doing this for us and enabling the schools to participate and compete. Also, I'd like to say a big thank you to the Nigerian Institute of Engineers, Abeokuta branch, for this cooperation, and they have supplied us consistently with judges ever since we started. So today, judges are here. Good evening.
Sir. Good evening, our dear viewers at home, our parents, and our colleagues watching us from home. We've had several editions of the Engineering and You debates, and today we are at the finals. These students have done so well to be able to make it to this stage. I am Engineer Temitope Aboeji, a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers and a member of Abeokuta branch. Thank you.
And good evening, Mr. Tunde, once again. We have come this far, and I'm happy to see these young minds again, especially those that made it to the finals. So I want to congratulate you in advance. So my name is Engineer Luciano Bambele Agbaji, a member of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Thank you for having me today.
All right, those are the judges for today, and I have a very, very accurate timekeeper sitting somewhere there. Without any further ado, let me show you who those schools are. To my right, we have Eliza Grammar School, Iberekodo. And also to my left, we have the Kuti Memorial Grammar School. They have walked their talk and they have worked to their bones to get to this point. So I do not envy them. And the topic they're going to be arguing about today is local manufacturing and engineering skills are more important than foreign technology for national development. They have the ideas, they have the thoughts, so I'll get out of their way so that they can share their thoughts with us. So don't go anywhere, the debate starts now.
Someone said, and I quote, "Countries grow by building productive capabilities, not by importing them." This shows a country does not be developed by purchasing foreign technology, but by developing its own manufacturing base and engineering skills. Yes, foreign technology may support growth in the short term, but local skills create long-term wealth, enjoyment, and independence. Ladies and gentlemen, say good day, Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, and other attentive audience. The personality standing before you today is Lembo Moses, and I have listened my supporting speaker, Odon Debeten. We are delegates from Abeokuta Memorial Grammar School. We are here today to strongly support the motion that states local manufacturing and engineering skills are more important than foreign technology for national development. A nation does not become developed by what it buys, but by what it builds. Development is not measured by the number of foreign products imported, but by the ability to create, to adapt, and to improve technology locally. Yes, foreign technology may be important in national development, as my opponents have argued. However, foreign technology is a tool, and a tool is used without the skill to use, to adapt, and reproduce it. My dear opponents, Nigeria has imported most of its cement. However, investment in local manufacturing skills and engineering skills, Dangote Cement made Nigeria Africa's largest exporter and made Nigeria self-sufficient. National development only occurred after local manufacturing skills was invested, not after importing them. Also, technology designed elsewhere cannot automatically solve local skills and local problems. It must be adapted to local conditions. According to the 2021 UNESCO report, over 70% of technology adaptation projects in developing countries will rely on local engineers to succeed. Let me take you back to the year 2020, when the European road construction method was used for the tropical regions such as Nigeria. But such technology cannot function in regions like Nigeria due to heavy rainfall and soft lateral soil. It is not because the technology is not efficient, but because it cannot adapt to the local conditions of such environments. It was the local engineers that built roads with lateral soil and climate that can adapt to conditions. Thank you.
If you want to reach the top of a skyscraper, you don't spend years trying to build your own ladders from scratch. You simply take the elevator that is there. In the race for national development, foreign technology is our own elevator. Good day, Mr. Chairman, distinguished panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen. I am Adela Stephen, the Chief Speaker of Ebenezer Grammar School Senior, Ibekuda Doctor, and today I like to strongly oppose the motion that local manufacturing and engineering skills are more important than foreign technology for Nigeria's national development. But before I continue, I would like to define the following key terms. Local manufacturing and engineering skills refer to production within our borders. Foreign technology is the application of global scientific knowledge to solve problems, while national development is the improvement in a nation's wealth and security. I will now present my argument with the following irritable points. Firstly, Nigeria cannot afford to invent its own will. The World Bank confirms that nations that adopt foreign digital tech go up to 3 times faster than nations that build from scratch. Nigeria does not have 100 years to try to figure out how to build our own microchip. We use foreign GSM technology to fix our communication in 10 years, something landlines cannot do. While local manufacturing and engineering skills cost us our precious time, when we leverage on foreign technology, we instantly catch up with the world. Secondly, let us talk about our economic stability. It costs us billions of dollars and decades of failure to try to perfect local manufacturing. By adopting foreign technology, Nigeria saves up to 60% on research costs. Why should we waste our limited national budget on expensive science experiments when we can easily buy this solution and spend that money on schools and hospitals, since national development is about getting the best results with the least weight? In addition, let us look at the global giants. Even the United States and China, the kings of manufacturing, rely on each other. A single smartphone uses parts for over 40 different countries. If the richest nations on earth cannot survive on local skills alone, it is a dream to think that Nigeria can. For Nigeria to be a global power, we have to use global tools. In conclusion, I have demonstrated that national development is a race against time, not an exercise in pride. My opponents have argued for a slow walk of Nigerian pride, but I have presented a fast flight for national survival. The facts are clear. Foreign technology is the engine, and Nigeria is the driver. For these reasons, I strongly oppose the motion. Thank you.
Beautiful greetings to my respected judges, esteemed opponents, timekeepers, and my distinguished audience. Standing before you is a daring debater, and I'm here to buttress the points my chief speaker has just made. On this topic, local manufacturing and engineering skills are more important than foreign technology for national development. Imagine a nation where every product, every innovation, and every piece of technology is created by the hands of its own people. A nation not reliant on others for success, but one that proudly stands on the strength of its local manufacturing and engineering skills. During the debate, I would argue that local manufacturing and engineering skills are not just important, rather they are the very backbone for national development. True independence is not just about borders, import and foreign tech. It is about the ability and capacity to create, innovate and thrive on our own terms. It is high time we stop looking outside for the solutions and start building them from within. As Mahatma Mohamad, the former Prime Minister of Malaysia, once said, and I quote, "We should often try to be self-sufficient, to be the best at what we do, and that to develop a strong economy." Well, this course from many years back is the truth about national development in the aspect of economic independence. Economic independence is a key factor for national development, and it is the promise of local manufacturing and engineering skills. By investing heavily in local manufacturing and engineering skills, countries can reduce reliance on external supplies, at the same time increasing economic resilience. According to the World Economic Forum in 2020, countries that solely rely on foreign technology end up becoming a vulnerable economy. In other words, lack of supply and lack of sufficiency will end up in stunting of growth and also destabilizing of progress. I mean, let's look at Nigeria, the giant of Africa. We've been relying on foreign technology for as many years as I can remember. Is our economy independent? Is our economy developing? Is our economy strong? Well, I leave that question for my opponents and judges to answer. Also, let's time travel to the year 2019 during the COVID-19 pandemic. Yes, West Africa, thank you.
The opponents argued that local manufacturing and engineering skills make us independent, but that's the myth. In the 21st century, no nation is independent, we are all interdependent. Even the United States, the world's largest economy, imports $350 billion worth of high-tech goods from Asia annually to keep its factories running. So if the leaders of the world use global tools to stay on top, why should Nigeria remain small and weak just to claim independence? My opponents also highlighted Dangote's factory as an example of local ingenuity and talent. But let me ask them, isn't over 90% of the tools used by Dangote Cement's foreign technology. Dangote Cement factory succeeded because they did not wait to build local systems. They used the foreign technology to solve Nigerian problems, something my opponents are arguing against. My opponent also said that local manufacturing serves as the foundation for Nigeria. But nations like South Korea and Singapore did not start by building locally from day one. They imported the best foreign technology from the West, mastered it, and then began to innovate. Nigeria never had the luxury of time to wait for 100 years to build a foundation. When our people are waiting in abject poverty, we need to use the tools that work now. My opponents have argued that local manufacturing is more better than foreign technology, but I noticed something important. They are using a foreign-made microphone, looking at a foreign rich code, and I'm pretty sure their shoes were not answered in their backyards. So if my opponents cannot trust local manufacturing for their own lives, how should we trust it for our nation's development? Thank you.
Standing on the existing protocol, my name is Akishola Saidat, the supporting speaker of Ebenezer Grammar School Senior Iberekodo Abeokuta. My opponent speaks with great passion, but in the world of STEM, we do not build bridges with passion, we build them with precision. You cannot power a national bridge or feed a hungry nation with local pride. You do it with high-efficiency machines. My first point is that quality standards protect Nigerian lives. According to the International Organization for Standardization, over 80% of technical failures in developing nations come from using unverified trial and error local machines. When a doctor operates on a relative, do you want him to use a locally forged knife or a reverse surgical steel? Using foreign technology is not dependency. It is safety because Nigerian lives are too precious to be used for local experiments. Thank you.
My opponents argued that local manufacturing skills and engineering skills are not useful for national development. Yes, I agree with you that foreign technology is useful for national development, but I want you to remember that without local skills to sustain this technology, foreign technology will be temporary and not transformative. Let me take you back to the year 2020 when Ghana imported Europe's cassava machinery. These machines failed within 2 years just because of a minor issue that local technicians cannot solve. It is not because the technology is not efficient, but there is no local capacity to sustain the technology.
My opponent also argued about time saving. Let me remind you, in China, before they could save themselves from abject poverty, it took them 4 decades. Time saving is, we've been going to school since day one, and we are here. Are you saying you're wasting your precious time? No, everything is a process. The process is development, and development is truth.
Also, foreign technology, thank you.
Opponents argued that China waited for 4 decades before it could build local manufacturing. I asked them, what were they doing for these 4 decades? They were importing foreign technology and they mastered them. That is what we are arguing that Nigeria should do. Foreign technology works for us.
In addition, we must look at industrial output. Trying to develop a nation with only local tools is like trying to farm 1,000 acres with a handheld hoe. The National Bureau of Statistics reveals that Nigerian companies that use foreign technology are 40% more productive than those using manual local methods. If we want Nigeria to move out of poverty, we need the fastest tools. Ladies and gentlemen, why should we spend 10 hours doing what a foreign technology can do in 10 minutes? Efficiency is the only road to national development. In conclusion, and so I leave you with a question. If we are in a sinking boat and someone offers us a modern engine should we reduce it and drown simply because we didn't build the engine ourselves? Innovation. Thank you.
I told you earlier when the show started that the excitement and the tension in the studio is palpable, that you can cut it with a knife. Now you witness what I was talking about. This is the best of the best on the final day of the inter-school debate competition. Please give them another round of applause. And I have very little to say any longer because I don't even know who to say it will come first or will come second. But I'll leave that to the judges. That is their baby, that is their headache, and they will give us who the winner is.
For this final season of our engineering and youth debates, We've had Ebenezer Grammar School, Iberekodo, and Reverend Kuti Memorial Grammar School argue for and against the topic local manufacturing and engineering skills. Are they more important than foreign technology for national development? Both schools have done justice to the topic of today and have been able to strongly speak for and against the topic. And I have just a few things to say because they've said quite a lot. Local manufacturing and engineering skills are essential for long-term sustainable national development. While, of course, on the other hand, foreign technology are valuable for short-term growth and exposure to advance our systems. However, the most effective approach is to have a blend of both. We can strategically use foreign technology and deliberately invest and strengthen our local capacities until our country becomes far more self-reliant. So as I've said, these two schools have been able to open our eyes to a lot of points or reasons why we should strengthen our local capacities, and on the other hand, depend on foreign technology to make us more advanced. Thank you. So I would like us to listen to Engineer Baje as he comes up with a score for the finals of this season of Engineering IU School Debate. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Timotokwabeji, FNSC, for a very wonderful wrap-up. So we go straight to the scoreline as I read. We have the use of English, the technical content, and the rebuters. So Reverend Kuti Memorial Grammar School, in their use of English, scored a total marks of 35. Reverend Kuti Memorial Grammar School, in their rebuter, scored a total marks of 12. And before I take the technical content, I'll go to Ebenezer Grammar School. For them, for their use of English, they scored a total marks of 37. While for their rebuter, they scored a total marks of 17.5. So now back to Reverend Kuti. Reverend Kuti Memorial Grammar School, for their technical contents, they scored a total marks of 30.5. And Ebenezer Grammar School Iberekodo scored a total marks of 32.5. So the total marks scored by Reverend Kuti Memorial Grammar School is 77.5. While Ebenezer Grammar School Iberekodo scored a total marks of 87.
Of course, at every competition, a team must emerge. And so, for the final episode of the Engineering IU Season 2 School Debates, we have Reverend Kuti Memorial Grammar School come up in the second position with a total mark of 77.5%. While we have topping the debate for today and for this second season, Ebenezer Grammar School Iberekodo with a total score of 87%. So the winner is Ebenezer Grammar
my school is directed me.
It's actually a mixed celebration here in the studio. We've seen the cry of defeat. We've also seen the tears of joy, and this is what this kind of competition brings out. But the truth of the matter is, for them to get to this stage of the competition, they have actually done well. So give it to them, give them a big round of applause. All right, we have the winner already. We've celebrated with them. We've hugged, we've cheered, we've cried, we've hugged, and we have to go now. I'm sure that the big prize is going to get to these two schools. Probably next edition you'll see how they get their prizes. Until next week, I want to say a big thank you to Prince Engineer MC Shilon. Thank you so much for what you do. Thank you so much for sponsorship. Thank you. Okay, we have to go, but before we go, I would like the two schools to please go to each other and hug, shake, but congratulate one another. You've done well. You've done well. Please can you go ahead? All right. Now the prize for this season 2 is grand, and I'm sure that it's going to be massive. So the schools will be called to the Secretariat of the Nigerian Society of Engineers for the prize presentation. And for those of you that are all over the globe watching this, you'll get to see the presentation of the prizes on Engineering and You next week, by the grace of God. All right, we have to go. Thank you, Engineer MC Shilon, FNSC, for all that you do. Nigerian Society of Engineers, thank you so much for the support. Next week is another time. I will bring you the very best on Engineering and You. Until then, my name is Tunde Laniro. Bye-bye.